You say good morning, but you didn't look at me. Just a word tossed over coffin, like a coin into a well. I used to wake up to your eyes before your voice. Now the first thing that I see is the ceiling and the spare. The alarm goes off at 6 for both of us. We rise like we're in separate rooms somehow. You take the left side of the mirror, I take the right. Two reflections learning how to disappear without a sound. There's a cannon in the 3 feet of this hallway, an ocean in the passing of the cream. We're fluent in the language of avoidance, and strangers in the spaces in between. The space between good morning is where we lost the us we used to be. Space between good morning is wider than the miles across the sea. You say the words, believe the warmth in bed, a sentence with no music, just a line. The space between good morning is the loneliest map I've ever read. You used to kiss my shoulder before sunrise, a little ritual that made the dark feel safe. Now you check your phone and slip out of the sheets, like mornings are a meeting you can't be late. I pour your coffee, still 2 sugars, oat milk. Set it on the counter where your hand will find its way. And for a second, when your fingers touch the mug, I pretend they're reaching out for me instead of the day. There's a desert in the 4 walls of this kitchen, a winter in the warmth of chamomile. We're experts in the art of almost touching, and strangers to the way we used to feel. The space between good morning is where we hide the things we're scared to say. The space between good morning gets a little wider every day. You say the words We used to talk till 3 AM. Now we just pass like strangers in the hall. Your coffees go beside the bed and mine's untouched. We don't share mornings anymore at all. I found your hoodie on the chair, the one I used to steal on Wednesday nights. It still smells like the us we were before we started faking we're asleep with all the lights. I know we're there, I know the oxygen is running low, but I'd rather drown in this mess with you and breathe out with air on my own. So just stay a little longer. Don't let the silence finish what we started. Just a little longer. We're not done being broken hearted. I'm not asking for forever or a grand design. Just give me the minutes you were gonna waste tonight. Stay a little longer. You say my name like it's a heavy door, closing on everything we haven't whispered yet. I hear the words you're not quite saying, tangled up in all this fear and quiet regret. Whoa, remember when you kissed my forehead, said you'd follow wherever my lifeline leads. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of a gold mine, begging for the very air you breathe. I know we're broken, I know we said it all before, but every time I try to leave, I end up needing you even more. So just stay a little longer. Don't let the silence finish what we started. Just a little longer. We're not done being broken hearted. I'm not asking for a promise or a silver line, just your fingers in a lace, tracing mine. Stay a little longer. Maybe the answers are buried in the floorboards. Maybe the right time was never on our side, but I'd rather be lost in the dark with you and find myself alone tonight. Forget the pride, forget the pain, forget the fight. Let's be the fools who try it all again. I'm not asking for a lifetime or a perfect sign, just your heartbeat next to mine. Stay. We still have a little time. Stay just a little time. Don't go yet, don't go yet. Stay. You're sitting right across from me, but you feel like a photograph I can't quite reach. say goodnight like reading line from a script that we forgot how to believe. The kitchen light keeps flickering, like it knows we're only half of what we were. I set the table still for two, but the second plate's just sitting there for her. We used to be the answer, now I'm just the question no one wants to pay. How did we get so good at pretending that the cracks don't show beneath the glass? We're only half of us, half of the magic, half of the fire. The other half got lost somewhere in June. While only half of us still dancing to a song that skipped a beat or two. I don't know how to fix what I can't name, but I'm still here, still standing in the frame. We're only half of us, but half is all I've got to lose. Your laugh used to fill the room, now it barely makes it past your lips. I saw your ring beside the sink, not a statement, just a quiet giving in. You didn't even leave it, you just forgot, which hurts a lot more than a ready or not. And I pretend I didn't see the way your shoulders dropped when I walked in. We used to be the shelter, now we're just the storm we can't outrun. How did forever shrink so small? It fits inside the silence when you're done. We're only half of us, half of the magic, half of the fire. Still dancing to a song that skipped a beat or two. We're only half of us. I don't know how to heal what I can't see, but I'm still here, still hoping you'll stay with me. We're only half of us, but half is all I've got to lose. Maybe broken is the wrong word for change. Maybe we're just cuties slightly rearranged, but I'd rather have your almost than somebody else's all. So I'm building a bridge while you're building a wall. We're only half of us. I take a fraction, I take the dust. Better a fragment than losing the trust. We're only half of us, reaching for the people we haven't become. I don't need the perfect, I just need the sun. We're only half of us. Half of us, just a little piece of you. Half of us. Half of us. Half of us. Just a little piece of you. Half of us.
I watched you pack the suitcase slow, folding every sweater like a letter you won't send. I had 100 things to say, but I just stood there leaning on the door frame like a friend. The taxi waited by the curb. You checked your phone, your keys, you checked the time, but you never checked my face, and I never gave you any reason to look behind. I had the words, I had them all, lined up like soldiers on the tip of my tongue, but I swallowed every single one, and now they're rattling in the wreckage of what I've done. I should've said it then, right when the silence was still a choice. I should've found the air, I should've found the voice, but I held it in my chest like a secret I could say. Now I'm wide awake with all the words I was too afraid to break. I should've said it then, before your goodbye became my always. Your toothbrush disappeared last Tuesday, left a little white ring on the shelf at dawn. The bathroom mirror fell too wide, like the glass itself knew half its reflection's gone. I found a grocery list you wrote, milk, bread, don't forget the tangerines. Your handwriting still looks like home. More love in a list than I ever had the nerve to give. I had the chance, I had the room. You even paused and gave me half a breath, but I let it pass like afternoon. And now the evening's all I've got left. I should've said it then, when your hand was still reaching out for mine. I should've found the words before the morning ran out of time, but I buried every line beneath the silence I could hold. Now I'm standing in an empty room, talking to the cold. I should've said it then, before your goodbye became my always. Three words, that's all it was. 3 words I traded for my pride. Now I say them every night to the pillow on your side. I should've said it then, when the door was still open and the light was still gold. I should've grabbed your hand before the story went cold. But I'm saying it now, to the dark and the dust, to the ghost of a girl who deserved all my trust. I should've said it then, I love you, I always have. Ooh, I love you. I said it, but you're not here. I should've said it then. I should've said it then.
Keys out the ignition, but the tension still life. Track 11 on a loop, we're just staring at the sky. Neither one of us gets out, neither one of us knows why. The grocery store sign is blinking open in the blue, while everything between us is closing and we know it too. We drive here every time we fight, like the asphalt has the answers that we don't. Two ghosts in a four-door cage, holding our breath because we've run out of road. 2 a.m. in this parking lot, got my hand on the door but my heart forgot how to leave. 2 a.m. just the ghost of a conversation. The engine's cold, the air is getting thin, but if I open this door I let the whole world in. 2 a.m. the only honest place we have. You reach for the radio, kill the sound with the click. The silence fills the car like something we can't fix. I'm drawing circles on the fog across the glass, watching the minutes of our forever pass. Your jacket's in the backseat still, from the concert where you held me in the rain. I wonder if we'll ever say each other's name without feeling the weight of everything we can't explain. We park here every time it's heavy, like the yellow lines can't hold what we cannot. Somewhere between I'm sorry and I love you, there's a sentence that we both forgot. 2 a.m. confessions in the dashboard light, your hand on the gear shift, mine still reaching for the door. 2 a.m. too scared to stay, too broken to go. The engine's cold, the night is wearing thin, but driving home means sleeping back to back again. 2 a.m. the only honest place we have. Maybe the car is where we're real, maybe the driveway is the lie. Maybe we only tell the truth when we're too tired to decide. This parking lot, our only church tonight. 2 a.m. your tears on the dashboard, mine on my sleeve. Too broken to stay and too scared to leave. 2 a.m. I'd rather sit in the wreckage with you than drive home to a bed that's built for two. The engine's dead, the morn is on its way, but I'm not ready for the light of day. 2 a.m. still us for one more minute. Still us. Don't start the car. Still us. Reservations still for two. I ironed the dress you said you liked in me. You're on your way to eat, a sentence I've learned by heart, while the candle burns down, tearing this evening apart. The waiter asked me if I'm ready, I smile and say he's on his way. I rearranged the fork, the knife, like setting the table right could set us straight. We used to starve for Friday nights, now we fight about who's canceling first. I miss the girl who saved her appetite for the man who used to say she was his unit nurse. Dinner for two, but I'm eating alone. Bread on the table and you're on your phone. Somewhere between the appetizer and the check, we lost the conversation we haven't found yet. Dinner for two, the chair is still warm, but the space across from me is a quiet little storm. Dinner for two, I'm waiting still. You finally slide in, smelling like office and rain. No kiss, just sorry, a reflex with no weight. You read the menu like a script you forgot how to play, avoiding my eyes in that practice quiet way. Your phone lights up, you flip it down. The third guest at the table every night. I wonder when that screen became a safer place to look than my eyes. We used to share a single plate, stealing bites and laughing with our mouths still full. Now the table's set like a quiet surrender, and the silence does the talking for us both. Dinner for two, but I'm eating alone. Bread on the table and you're on your phone. Somewhere between the hello and the check, we're just two strangers learning how to forget. Dinner for two, the chair is still warm, but the space across from me is a quiet little storm. I keep the candle lit, I keep your water filled. Dinner for two, I'm waiting still. Remember the floorboards, the paper plate nights, no wine in the glass, but we had all the light. We had nothing on the table, nothing at all, but we never felt small. God, we never felt small. Dinner for two, and I'm reaching across the tablecloth. The years, the little things we lost. Somewhere between the bread and the wine, there's still a version of us worth saving this time. The candle is dying, the night's getting thin, but I'm staying right here till you let me back in. Dinner for two, I'm not leaving yet. Not leaving yet. I'm still here. Are you?
I drove past your apartment again last night. Not on purpose, that's what I tell the steering wheel. Kitchen light was on 12:30, a pale yellow bite of the night. I wonder who you're cooking for and if it feels real. The mailbox still has both our names. I noticed when I slowed down at the curb. I thought about ringing the buzzer just to hear your voice say hello, the most dangerous word. I'm not stalking, I'm just orbiting a satellite that forgot how to fall. I keep circling the block of what we had, like the street remembers more than I recall. I still check your door, not to knock, just to know you're there. I still check your door, count the shoes, see if someone else's pair is sitting where my boots used to be, worn out from walking to you endlessly. I still check your door, like the handle still knows the shape of my hand. Your neighbor's dog still barks at 7 sharp. I used to curse him, now I miss the sound. The deli coffee on the corner changed its sign. You probably haven't even noticed. From the inside, looking down, I saw your shadow across the living room, a silhouette of someone pouring wine. For half a second you were pouring mine, and I was sitting on your couch like everything was fine. I'm not hoping, I'm just remembering a tenant who forgot to turn the key. I keep standing on the sidewalk of your life like the concrete has a parking spot for me. I still check your door, not to knock, just to know you're home. I still check your door, read the welcome mat like a letter to the unknown. There's a scratch I made when I moved the shelf, a tiny mark that proves I wasn't dreaming by myself. I still check your door like the wood still knows my name. Without looking, one day the light won't mean nothing, but tonight I'm parked just far enough to be a stranger, but close enough to be remembering. I still check your door, not to knock, not to stay, not to beg anymore. Your door, just to whisper goodnight from the passenger floor. There's a version of me still climbing your stairs, still hanging his jacket on the back of your chair. I still check your door, the only place that ever felt like home.
Typed your number out 11 times today. My thumb just hovers where the green button lives. There's a voicemail I've been drafting since July, full of all the things my mouth refuses to give. It starts with hey, then it falls apart. Somewhere between I'm fine and the breaking of my heart. I keep recording over silence with more silence, a museum of the courage that I haven't got. 30 seconds on a tape that doesn't exist, a love letter made of dial tones and regret. If you could hear the messages I've swallowed, you'd have a library of things I can't forget. The voicemail I never sent, still living in the drafts of my chest. The voicemail I never sent starts with your name and ends with I'm a mess. I almost press send with everything that I've become. I heard your voice on someone else's story, laughing in the background at a party I wasn't at. For 3 seconds you were mine again, just the echo of a boy behind the static in the chat. I wonder if your phone still knows my name, or if I'm just a number you deleted clean. The only proof I ever loved this hard is a voicemail living somewhere in between. 45 seconds of me trying not to cry, a monologue rehearsed 100 times in bed. If you could hear the silence after I hang up, you'd know every word I should have said. The voicemail I never sent, still playing on repeat inside my head. The voicemail I never sent starts with I miss you and ends with nothing said. I almost pressed send on a night that felt like drowning, almost let the darkness hear me come undone. The voicemail I never sent says everything that I've become. One day the number won't work, one day the voicemail box will just be full, but tonight I'm pressing record one more time on a message that stays beautiful, because you'll never hear it. The voicemail I never sent. 45 seconds of my heart on the floor. The voicemail I never starts with come back and ends with I can't anymore. I almost pressed it, closed my eyes and let it go, but you don't need to hear what you already know. The voicemail I never sent is the most honest thing I've ever made. Are you sure? Yes. Good night. The living room feels smaller than it used to be. We push the couch against the wall for nothing now. Your playlist gathering dust inside the speaker, and the song we called ours just came on somehow. I swayed a little standing by the kitchen sink. Yeah, my body still remembers what my mind won't say. You used to spin me till the neighbors would complain. Now we can't even sway. When did the music stop between us? When did the rhythm lose its rhyme? We used to move like we were one beat. Now we're just stepping Blue tick 11:43 p.m. You read it, but you didn't write a thing. Now watch the dots appear and disappear, like you were choosing silence over everything. Prepare for graphs I wrote and then deleted. Rewrote them casual like I didn't care. Settled on a hate with no exclamation. The most dishonest punctuation there. We used to talk in novels. Now we barely make a sentence work. You leave me undelivered like a package that you ordered but you never thought was worth. Red receipts and empty threads, a conversation living in the dead. Red receipts, you saw it all. Every word I threw against your wall, but the screen just closed and the cursor blinks. And I'm pouring out my heart in the bathroom sink. Red receipts, the code is kinda quiet I've ever read. I scroll back to September, we couldn't stop. Messages at midnight, 3 a.m. and dawn. Now the chat is just a graveyard of a good times. A museum with the lights already going, yeah. We send a thumbs up to my how are you? The laziest response to the heaviest question. And I pretended that it didn't cut me open like a paper wound in every direction. We used to talk in colors, but we barely make it black and white. You archive me like a file never open, and I refresh the screen like it might rewrite. Red receipts and empty threads, a love story living in the dead. Red receipts, you saw it all. Every tear I typed against your wall, but the screen just closed and the night just crawls. And I'm reading our old messages in bathroom stalls. Red receipts, the loneliest kind of love I've ever known. What if I called instead of typed? Ooh, what if I showed up at your door? What if the bravest thing I'll ever do is putting down this phone and wanting more? Red receipts and broken threads, I'm done performing for the blue and the red. Red receipts, you've seen enough. Every word I said was a flag of love, so the screen can glow and the dice can die. I'm not profession anymore, I'm saying goodbye. Red receipts, but the last message is me walking away. Walking away. Walking away. Nah, 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 nah. Would you still recognize my face? Would you still recognize my heart? Neon at 4 a.m. I don't need the colors anymore. Neon at 4 a.m. I'd rather see you real than beautiful. The city can keep its painted light. I just want the version of us that survives the neon at 4 a.m. Take my hand before the sunrise ends the show. Before the sunrise, one more.
Your side of the bed is still untouched at 2. The sheets are cold where your shoulder used to press. I've been lying in the middle like a compromise between the man I am and all this emptiness. Your pillow still has the shape of the last time, a little valley where your dreams used to land. I put my hand there just to feel the distance between everything I had and everything I planned. The mattress knows the weight of what we're missing. The springs remember how we used to fold into each other like a conversation that never needed words to make us whole. Your side of the bed is the loneliest country I've ever known. Your side of the bed is a map of everywhere you've gone. I reach across the sheets like crossing borders into a place that doesn't know my name. Your side of the bed hasn't changed, but nothing feels the same. I found your bookmark in the nightstand drawer, page 47 of a book you'll never finish now. The reading light is angled toward your side, a little spotlight on the absence and the how. You always fell asleep before the ending. I turned the light off, kissed the back of your neck. Now I just stare at page 47, wondering if we'll ever know what happens next. The blanket knows the pattern of our tangling. The fabric holds the outline of your heat. I pull it tight like it could hold me together, but it's just cotton where a heartbeat used to beat. Your side of the bed is a museum of the way we slept. Your side of the bed is the only place I haven't wept. I smooth the wrinkles every single morning, like preservation of a sacred space. Your side of the bed, the last place that still remembers your grace. So one night you'll come back late and slide in like you never left, and the mattress will remember, and I'll pretend I haven't wept. I'll just whisper welcome home to the warmth against my chest. Your side of the bed, I'm leaving the light on, I'm leaving it made. Your side of the bed is a promise that I'm not afraid. I'll keep the pillows soft, I'll keep the sheets pulled down, I'll keep believing you'll come back around. Your side of the bed is still yours, and it's still warm. Still warm. Come home. Still yours. Still yours. I can see it coming like a car across the ice. Every day a little closer to the edge we build. We smile at dinner, we kiss goodnight on cue, performing all the love but none of the guilt. I watch your eyes go somewhere I can't follow, a country behind your pupils I don't have the visa for. We hold each other like we're reading the instructions to people who forgot what arms are for. We're crashing in the most beautiful way, frame by frame the glass is floating in the air. And I keep thinking if I just don't blink, maybe the pieces will forget to land somewhere where slow motion, gorgeous disaster falling into place. Slow motion, I can see every fracture on your face, but the light hits the broken just right, and it looks like love from the outside. Slow motion red, beautiful enough to break my heart twice. You laugh a half a second late at every joke, a delay so small that only I can feel. I track the micro seasons of your changing face like a scientist who's studying what's real. We post the photos, crop the silence out, caption it with something warm and half alive, and everybody comments with the heart eye emoji while we're just two strangers learning how to survive. We're shattering in the most elegant way, slow enough to memorize the fall. And I keep thinking if I hold my breath, maybe the wreckage won't
a scar. What if we stop performing the fall? What if we caught each other instead? What if the wreck is just two people too afraid to ask for help? We're a slow motion wreck, but I'm reaching for your hand inside the spin. Slow motion wreck. What if breaking is how the light gets in? The glass is floating and the ground is closed, but I'd rather crash with you than land alone. Slow motion wreck. Let's be beautiful enough to start again. Start again. Catch me, start again. We came for a bookshelf and left with a war. You wanted the dark oak, I wanted the white. Somewhere between the kitchen section and the doors, we stopped talking about furniture and started a fight. You said I never listen, I said you never ask. We're standing in the lightning aisle, burning way too bright. A couple with a cart full of things we'll never build, pretending we're just shopping on a Saturday night. It's never about the table or the lamp. It's never about the color of the frame. It's always about the house we haven't built yet, and who's gonna take the blame. Arguing in IKEA over things that don't matter at all. Arguing in IKEA, picking apart the shelves and the walls. But what we're really saying in aisle 23 is, are you still building something with me? Arguing in IKEA, the flat pack version of our hearts on the floor. You push the cart, I hold the list. We don't make eye contact, just two people navigating arrows on the floor. The model living room looks perfect behind the glass, a life-size version of the life we're heading for. You sit on the display couch, testing the cushion. I sit beside you, and for a second it's okay. Two strangers in a living room that's nobody's, playing house in the saddest kind of way. It's never about the curtains or the rug. It's never about the size of the drawer. It's always about the home we're scared to finish and what we keep avoiding at the core. Arguing in IKEA over names we can't even pronounce. Arguing in IKEA, trading love for a discount amount. But what we're really building in aisle 34 is the courage to ask, what are we doing this for? Arguing in IKEA, the showroom version of our love on display. What if we left the car right here by the fake plants and the exit signs in the parking lot, and just said, is the assembly required part the reason you're still mine? We're arguing in IKEA. I'd argue with you over a spoon. Arguing in IKEA, at least we're still standing in the same room. So pick the dark oak, I'll take the white. We'll figure out the color in the middle of the night. Arguing in IKEA, at least we're still building something right. was Tuesday when I realized what day it was. Already 10 p.m. and neither one of us had said a thing. No flowers on the counter, no reservation made, just leftovers in the microwave and the quiet settling in. 3 years ago today, you got down on one knee in a restaurant we couldn't quite afford. Now we're eating cold spaghetti on different ends of the couch, watching a show that neither one of us is watching for. We didn't forget because we're careless. We forgot because we're tired. Somewhere between the bills and the weekdays, the candle we lit for us expired. The anniversary we forgot says more than any card could ever write. The anniversary we forgot, a calendar full of love we didn't fight for tonight. We used to circle the date in red. Now it's buried underneath the noise inside our heads. The anniversary we forgot. The saddest thing is, it didn't even hurt. I found the card I bought you hidden in my drawer. Wrote the first line back in June and never finished it. Something about forever, something about the stars. The pen ran out before my courage ever lived. You probably bought me something too and then returned it. Or maybe you just forgot to forget. Either way, the day passed like a Tuesday should. No confetti, no champagne, just a quiet kind of day. We didn't miss it because we stopped caring. We missed it because the caring changed its shape. It's in the coffee that you make me every morning, but the grand gestures found their escape. The anniversary we forgot is living in the drawer beside the bed. The anniversary we forgot, a half-written card with nothing left unsaid. We used to celebrate like the world was watching. Now the world moved on, and we moved with it instead. The anniversary we forgot. Maybe remembering starts with this. Oh. Is every ordinary I love you. Your passport's on the snap, open to the photo page. A girl has smiled and that good. He doesn't live here anymore. You've been packing life for a trip you won't explain. Like a suitcase is an answer to a question on the floor. I count the stamps from all the places that we've been. Barcelona, Tokyo, that rainy week in June. Every border that we crossed again. Now you're booking a window seat for one and leaving soon. Are you running from me, running past yourself? I can't tell the difference anymore. Either way, the ticket's one direction, and on the terminal you're walking from the North Fork. Passport on the nightstand, a photograph of someone I still know. Passport on the nightstand, open like a door I'm scared to close. It's chasing a horizon I can't see, a latitude and longitude that's far away from me. Book that holds the biggest goodbye. I found a boarding pass inside your jacket. Departure in the morning, gate 11, seat 14. You folded it so carefully like origami, the neatest way to say what you've been meaning. The fridge still has the magnets from my travels, little souvenirs of every love we lived. Tokyo Tower, Barcelona sun, postcards from a story that I thought would never end. Are you searching for a city that feels better, or just a sky that doesn't look like mine? Either way, the luggage tag says fragile, and I'm the thing you're leaving behind. Passport on the nightstand, stamps from all the places that we share. Passport on the nightstand, evidence that once upon a time you cared. You're chasing a meridian, I can't cross a time zone where you won't feel so lost. Passport on the nightstand, the lightest thing that carries all this weight. What if home is not a place at all? What if home is what you leave behind? What if every city that you land in just reminds you of the one you can't rewind? Passport on the nightstand, I'm not closing it, I'm leaving it right there. Passport on the nightstand, an open invitation if you care. Every stamp we ever collected still means something real. Every city that we walk still knows the way we feel. Passport on the nightstand, come home.
drywall like a broadcast, we can't stop. You slam the cabinet, I slam the door, and somewhere in the building someone's wishing we would drive. But they don't hear the part where you cry first, the part where your voice cracks on the worst day. They only get the volume, not the verse, the war without the reason, the debt without the pay. We're the loudest couple on the fourth floor, but the quietest when it matters most. All this noise just to avoid the silence, where we'd have to face what we've lost. Fighting through the walls, and the neighbors know our names by now. Fighting through the walls, but they'll never hear the breaking down. We scream so loud the plastic starts to shake, but the words we need are the ones we'll never make. Fighting through the walls, and we should be fighting for each other. The girl downstairs leaves notes under the door. Something about the noise, something about 11. I read them in the morning, feeling small, like our love became the thing the building can't forgive. You throw the pillow, I throw the keys. We've choreographed this chaos like a show, but after all the thunder clears the room, we just sit on the kitchen floor with nowhere left to go. We're the main event nobody bought a ticket for, a firework display with no applause. All this heat just to avoid the cold truth that we're terrified of the past. Fighting through the walls, and the hallway holds its breath at 10. Fighting through the walls, same script, same scene, same bitter end. We raise our voices till the windows hum. The conversation never seems to come. Fighting through the walls, and we should be fighting for each other. What if we whispered for a change? What if we turn the volume down? What if the bravest thing we'd ever do is sit here without a sound? Fighting through the wall, but tonight I'm putting down my sword. Fighting through the walls, I'm tired of winning every battle and losing every word. So let the neighbors sleep and let the plaster rest. I'd rather hear your heartbeat than my chest. Fighting through the walls, let's start fighting for each other. For each other. Turn it down. For us. If the lights went out across the city tonight, and the radio played its very last song, I'd walk through the dark
just to find your door.
and I'd knock like I should have all along.
I've been wasting nights
On the wrong kind of pride,
picking fights when I should have been picking you up.
If the clocks all stopped,
I finally had the time
to say the things I've been saving up. I know we've been heavy,
I know we've been hard,
but if the stars started burning out,
I'd die in your arms in our backyard. If the world went quiet,
would you hear my heart?
if the world went quiet, would you find me in the dark?
I don't need the morning,
I don't need the light, I just need your hand in mine. If the world went quiet,
you're the only sound I die to find.
if the ocean swallowed every coast we knew,
And the streets we walked just disappeared,
I swim through the wreckage of everything we broke,
just to hold the one thing I held dear.
I've been building walls,
When I should have built a bridge,
keeping score, and I should have been keeping you close.
if tomorrow never came,
I'd spend tonight
saying everything.
I need you to know the most.
I know we've been shattered,
I know we've been scarred,
but if the sky started falling,
I'd be the shield for your heart. If the world went quiet, would you hear my heart? If the world went quiet, would you find me in the dark?
I don't need a promise,
I don't need a sign.
I just need your breath next to mine.
If the world went quiet,
You're the only sound I die
to find.
I'd trade every fight for one more dance,
I'd trade every war for one more chance.
I'd trade the gold for your laugh,
I'd trade the whole for a half.
no
Forever, we just need tonight. If the world went quiet,
I'd hold you till the noise would disappear.
if the world went quiet, I don't need the answers, I don't need the why.
I just need the you.
And the eye. If the world went quiet,
You're the only sound worth staying